So we have discussed Ansible in details. So what is Ansible? We all know that what we are doing infrastructure as a code. So if you come across a term, infrastructure is a code. So we have many products like Ansible, like Chef, like Puppet, SaltStash, and Ansible. Terraform, yeah, you can say Terraform.
But it's not really infrastructure as a code?
That is
not fall into
infrastructure
that
as a code.
category?
That also do infrastructure, because we are managing all our infrastructure through a code.
Through a code, so okay.
Through a
In
code,
Terraform,
yeah.
there's code as well, right? So
Yes, the code as well. So
Yeah,
we have Puppet and Chef in the market for a pretty long time, and Ansible is pretty new, but it is becoming very famous because it's a descriptive language, and the rest are Puppet language. So if you have no background of programming, so going with YAML is way much easier than going into Puppet. The major difference in Puppet and Ansible is because we are covering both. So Ansible is push configuration. We saw that we write a playbook, we run a playbook. So it's a push configuration. But the Puppet, it is a pull configuration. The client, another major difference is we don't need to install clients in our agents or our control machines or on our clients. So we just need to set up the keys, or we can go with the username password. And when there is a change, we can run our playbook. In case of Puppet, we have to install agents on the client nodes, and the agent will communicate to the master node through SSL. So we have not discussed what SSL is. We just know that there are public and private keys, or if we browse some website through HTTPS, it uses SSL. So the same concept is used in, we have a topic of PKI in the end, but we will discuss what encryption, what SSL is, what certificate signing is, and how we do it. So all the communication is done through SSL and on a predefined interval. So if there is something changed, we define a catalog, we define some configuration on the master, and the slave or the client goes to the master, and it asks if they for the catalog. The master provides the catalog to the slave. Slave checks its state, and if that state doesn't match with the catalog, it will implement the catalog and do whatever is there in the catalog and report back to Ansible. Ansible master checks the state. If the state is okay, you are done. And periodically, the slave sends its state to the master. The master checks it and send the catalog again, and this cycle goes on. So let me go on the board again. So we have a master server. And we have our clients. We communicate through SSL on port 443 using some REST APIs. So we don't need to go very deep here, but the communication is through SSL. And the most important thing is through Ansible, we can deploy the code, we can copy the files, we can do so much, but with Puppet, we just only send the catalog. We don't send any configuration file. We just provide, if we need to download something, we provide the link to that location. The location can be a URL, something hosted on internet. It can be an NFS server hosting in your environment. Can be any file sharing server, can be Dropbox like thing, anything like that. But you cannot send your configuration. You just send the catalog, and the client implements that catalog. So the communication is like, we have to install the agent here. We generate a certificate here. We send this certificate to the master. Master checks the certificate. If I am the Puppet server administrator. The request comes to me, and it is my discretion if I allow it or not. So I will sign. So I will have a certificate. I will sign the certificate and send it back. And that's how the communication is established. And then clients ask for the catalog. Only if the communication is established. So this is a very secure way. And we do not let it open that anyone can come to us and pull the catalog. So we can apply the restrictions and so many things. And that's it pretty much now. And we can go installing a master server. So we can see how these certificates are generated and how the stuff is done. So I have a VM available.
Are you sharing your terminal or?
Yes, I'm about to.
Okay, you're about to.
So, okay. This is my master server. So I did some configuration here that this is my master server and this is my slave server. This is the IP of the slave. This is the IP of the master. So I can use DNS to resolve the names, or I can have my etc host file set up to resolve the name. So that's what I have done. And plus I have set the master host name. So the host name is master.puppet.com. I have only done this configuration till now. Let's start installing the Puppet master server. So the procedure, you don't need to understand it. I'm just showing you the steps. So first we will do yum update so that all the packages are updated. And then we can install yum wget. We know why we use wget, because to download a package from internet, we use curl to browse or test the port locally, or browse the code what index our index page is throwing on us, and we set the NTP server. Because when we are talking about certificate authority and certificate generation and certificate signing, the time on both the machines should be 100% same. So we do it using the NTP configuration, network time protocol configuration. Right now I have no local time NTP server established in my lab. So I am using the NTP server available on internet, and I am setting the time zone, whatever time zone, but it should be the same on both the machines. And time date CTL, I am saying set NTP yes, clear. And if I do time date CTL, so NTP is enabled. We are good. I will do it on both the machines. I have EPL release available. I mean, I have to install it because it's a new machine, so I don't have a lot of things. And this is puppet.com, Puppet release Enterprise Linux 7 repository. I will be downloading my Puppet from this repository, the Puppet master. Now, just like any other package, I will install yum install puppet server -y. I'm putting -y, we all know, because it will not ask me any questions. It will just install it. Okay, in the meanwhile, let's go to our slave machine, and these steps will be the same. So what I'm going to do is, till it is installing, I go on my slave machine, and I will do these steps again. So my host file is all set up. I have disabled firewall. I have disabled SC Linux, and I am enabling the NTP server here also. And if I do, so our NTP is all set up. I will set my repositories. There I installed Puppet server. Here I will only install Puppet agent. So on all the client machines, we have to set up the repository, we have to set up the NTP, we have set up to the host file if it is not, if we don't have DNS set up, and we install the agent on each and every machine that is to be communicated to the master. So it is client server configuration, master agent configuration, just like we have all, Nagios, Zabist, Zabbix, these all. Okay, I forgot to type yes in front of it. So just like monitoring tools, we install agents in them, and that's the same thing we are doing here. So let's go to the master node, check if it is installed. Okay, it is installed. So our Puppet server is installed. So my configuration file is etc puppet labs puppet.conf. I will do small modification here. I am telling that I am trying to use or to resolve not through IPs, but the domain name. So I have master.puppet.com. This is my master server. So I have told it, and there is a small addition that it's just the installation, pretty much simple. We have server block, we have main block. In that, I am saying my certificate name will be this. My server will be master.puppet.com. The environment is production, and the run interval is 1 hour. Everything will be pushed to the master after 1 hour. Okay, it's not for production, but if I am running in lab environment and I have less RAM available, because I have given this machine only 3 gigs of RAM. So there is a configuration etc sysconfig puppet server. It's 1G now. So the Java arguments, I have modified the file because I don't have a lot of RAM available. And just let me check, I have 3 gigs available. Or it is because I have just taken a clone. So, okay, yes, I have 3 gigs available. So what I will do is systemctl start puppet server. It's as simple as that, setting up the server. Okay, that's good. So our puppet is started, and we are enabling it to boot on when the system is rebooted. So I have enabled that. So that's it for what I can do is system status puppet server. It is running, and we are good with the master till now. So let's go to the agent. So what we will do on the agent? We all know that we have installed the agent, and let's go to the slave, and our agent is installed. What I can do is I can open my agent file, and just like on the master, we did some changes in the configuration file. Here, what I will do is I will say that the server is master.puppet.com, and we know we have set up the DNS entry. So it is resolvable and it is going to the master.puppet.com. That's it. We do it on the slave. And that's the only configuration. And what we will do is we will start. There we did start Puppet server. Here we are doing Puppet only to start the agent. And we are saying that enable it on boot time. And let's check the status. Okay, the agent is running. Now, what we want to do is we want our slave or our control machine. I am saying it master slave configuration. So I have written the name slave somehow. I mean, this came into my mind. So I will run this command. The puppet is there in opt puppet labs bin. It's a binary puppet agent -t. This command will, what this command will do is it will generate a CSR request, certificate signing request. If I hit enter, you see creating a new SSL certificate request for slave.puppet.com, info request, fingerprint. We will discuss all this stuff later, but we have generated a certificate, or we have generated a certificate signing request actually. So we have our certificate signing request. Let's go to the master and check that if this request is available on the master node. So master node has this request available. So this is how we sign a certificate. So OPT Puppet Labs bin Puppet server CA sign certificate name, and this is our certificate name, slave.puppet.com. If I hit enter, it has said successfully signed certificate request for slave.puppet.com. If I go CA list again, there are no certificates available to be signed because the one which was available, it has already signed it. So whenever new client is coming, what we will do is we will install the agent. We will tell the agent that this is our master server. On the master server, either we go with the etc host file to tell the name of the control machine, or we resolve it through DNS. So both way, both the machines should know the DNS resolvable names, and then we just hit Puppet agent -t command on the control machine. It will generate a CSR, send it to the master. Master will sign it and send back the certificate to the slave. So now I am going to the slave. And let's hit this command again and see what happens. So all the communication is done using environment production, retrieving plugin packs, plugin, and catalog for slave.puppet.com. And creating a state. It has created a state. Configuration version is number is this, and whatever was there in the catalog, it has downloaded it. And we know we have actually not provided any settings, but the two-way handshake is complete now. Is there any confusion till here in the master-slave communication? Okay, let's assume that we are good. So let's go to the real work and we can go on the master. So we clear everything. Our certificates are created, the requests are signed, and our communication is holding. So what we can do now is I can go to CT, etc, Puppet Labs, code. This is my environment production, and we have manifests available, folder available. So here we define our configurations. Here we define our catalog. Here we define our states, that what state we want to push to our, or sorry, what state can be pulled by our clients. So we create the files. So we created the .pp extensions just like in Apache. We do the .conf. In Nginx, we added static.conf. So same way, the Puppet loads the files who have .pp extension. I am using the predefined modules, and that are way easier to work with. So I have module pu double p. First, go one step back and go into modules. The modules folder is empty. So if I go back and I go in our manifests, again in the same directory. So what I will do is I will install Puppet pu double p. Okay. Why it is not opt Puppet labs, then Puppet module. I am doing this on master server. Install PUPPET Puppet labs dash Apache. Let's check this out. So we have modules available. So we don't need to build our own module, our own classes, our own manifests. So the easier way is you go on, there are built-in modules available, you download them and you start using them. If you want to write your own modules, if you want to write your own programming, if you want to write your own if-else statements, yes, you can do that. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just trying to use the built-in modules. So it will go into the forge.api.puppet.com and it will download the module from there. Okay, so our Apache module is there. Let's go back to our manifests. Let's go to our modules. So our Apache module is there. If we go into Apache and we go into examples, so we go into apache.php, it is telling how we can include Apache. We can include Apache with PHP. We can include Apache module CGI. So we have examples available, and these all the modules and these all the manifests are. This is a manifest. Let's see. We have mods.pp, php.pp, vhost IP-based PHP. We can create virtual host with this built-in module. So we combine so many pp files, we combine many classes, and we make our manifests and our modules. And we put those modules in the modules directory. And we then call these modules and provide the parameters as we have developed the code. So let's say I have downloaded the Apache module. I mean, this will be not so easy to handle. So that's why. Okay, now we go to site.pp. And what I will say is include. And I will just say apsexi. That's it for now. And I can save it. And I can go to slave and just try to run it again. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so Apache installs ensure change from stop to running, and let's see service HTTPD status. And Apache is running with the default configuration, just like that.
Okay.
Okay, we can say service MariaDB status. We know it's not there. So what we can do is go onto the master again, and under this, again, I can install MySQL. We can install PHP. We can install Git. We can install Git clone. And we can just use the parameters way more easier than writing our own manifests and our own modules. So Puppet Lab MySQL is done. What I will do is I will hit include 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 MySQL server. That's it. MySQL will be installed. I am not going on to the client to show you that MySQL is running. Let's first install the PHP also. And maybe we should install Git also, because in our all the classes, what we did was we installed Apache, we configured PHP, we installed the database. We did manually, we did it through Ansible. Now we will do it with Puppet. So our scenarios will remain the same, right? So now I can go Puppet Labs, Git. Okay, our Git is there, our Puppet Lab Apache is there, our PHP there, our MySQL is there. So I have one more module to install, but let's say before going there, we go with our site.php. We have included Apache, we have included MySQL server. We can now include
Git.
PHP. We can include, oh, come on, Git. We can do, okay, I think, yeah, we are not cloning anything. We are just installing few packages here. We have installed the module, and let's say we save this file. We go to the client and we hit, we did so many things at the same time. It will take some time to run this, because it will receive the catalog. It will compare that, okay, on the master, we have few extra packages now available. So I have to include those packages as well. So now it will download Git, it will download. So as you can see, we are just pushing the catalog. We are not pushing the packages. We are just configuring a file. This file is pulled by the client as a catalog, and it will start installing everything on itself.
Got it.
You cannot send any data, any file, anything from the master to the slave. You can only pull the catalog from client side. You're not pushing anything, or you're not downloading any file from the master server, just the catalog. I'm saying it again and again because we just covered Ansible. In Ansible, you can push the files, the directories, and everything. So Puppet works differently. Okay, till it is installing everything, let's go to the master server. And okay, we did site.pp. We did Git, and there is one more module. It was available. Okay, just leave that module for later. And now we are gonna use these modules. So this is the code. We are using Apache module, and in that module, I am using the manifest vhost, and the website I am trying to host is example.com. The port should be 8080, so it will define the port 8080 or 80 for the example.com. It depends here. And we can say that the document root should be var www.html. And if index.html is not available, go to index.php. If index.html is available, we load with index.html. If that is not available, we switch to index.php, and that's it. That's it for now. And we see if example.com directory is created, www.html is created there, and the setup is done as per example.com. If we want to go another website, another virtual host, we can go like example2.com, and maybe the directory can be, let's say, I say just HTML2. So that's how we define our virtual hosts using this module Apache. So let's say I am going with one Apache only, and this one is extra, or this one is,
Yes. No, that's extra.
That's extra. Yeah. Okay, let's delete it. Okay, let's go to, I have done few more configurations. So let's go back to slave again. And okay, it's still doing something. It's installing PHP. I hope Git is done.
It's after PHP.
Git is after PHP.
Ah,
Okay, so let's go to master again, and we do some more configuration in the meanwhile. Okay. If you remember, we have provided some before when we installed Git. We set the parameter that the username will be Zishan778pro, and we have email address set up. And how we are gonna set that up? Let's go to the cd .. one step back and go to modules, and then go to Git ls, and go to our manifest of Git ls, and more config.php. So we can see how we can use this module. So what I can do is git config, username will be my username Zishan778pro. My email address can be my email address, and if we want to use it in a code, then maybe we can refer the values, we can use the $signs and so much stuff. So this is how we use it, but we are not going to use it in a very detailed way. So I am just going in our manifests, and I will set just two parameters, my username. So that will be Git. I'm using the module Git, and we are using config. And let's say the syntax should be very strict. User dot name colon the value 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 go to ZWSHM778 Pro, and okay, and I can close it, and then I can say I can copy paste this till here, and I can say user dot email colon value is equal to zwshin.mti@gmail.com, and this comma enter, and the bracket is closed. Let's see if our slave is done. Okay, it's done. So we know Git is installed, PHP is installed. Let's say PHP -version. Okay, dash version. So PHP is installed, MySQL is installed, Git is installed. I think I have shared a document with you. Let me check that. I'm so blank that I don't remember what I did. So I have let's do it later, but what it is saying that it has set the user to 778 Pro, and it has created a file in etc/httpd.conf. So let's go there. And this is the website, example.com. The document root is var www.html, and the fallback source is index.php. And the rest is whatever is defined in that module it is here. It is available here. And we changed some parameters. If I do example.com, if I go mywebsite.com, this name will be available here. And as it is .conf file, so Apache will read all .conf file, and our website is available to be browsable. And if you want me to show it, let's go to the browser. And the IP address is 192.168.16.146.
You missed a dot.
192.168.16.146. So that's it in the website. Nothing is there, but something is at least there. Name, last modified, size, description. I don't know. Anyways, we will put some code in there, but at least Apache is responding. That's what we know. And if we go with example.com, example.com, let's delete extra stuff. And it is internal server error. I don't know, but at least we know Apache is there. It is saying internal server error, which is code 502. Let's check that later. So we know our Apache, our website is up and running, and we can go back to the master server now. So as you know, our username and our email are set up in Git. We have done with our small website, and let's go to var www and html. And I have a code available here. Yes, no, of course we don't have our code available because we have not pushed any configuration here. And as I told you before, we cannot push our configuration in Puppet. So we will go again to our master, and we will tell it something more. We will say, okay, open first, close it, and I will install one more module to clone. Okay, user Puppet Labs. Oh, no, opt Puppet Labs. Then I have installed another module, git clone, and we will include that also. Include get CLO, and that's it. So I have added another module, and what I will do is I can just tell it that okay, you load GITCLONE, and I can say shift A. Okay, I am using a module git clone, and I am cloning a repository, and the repository is, we know it's https github.com/778 class.git, and our website is var www.html. Owner is Apache. We are pulling the branch master, and we are saying the group of that folder will be, or the content of that website will have a owner Apache, because Apache is running with user Apache. So any confusion in this command, or I should go with the configuration? So let's say everybody is good here. I am just cloning a repository, so I can go on the client again, share my client screen, and I hit enter. And let's check if it can clone my repository from GitHub. So let's go to HTML. And if you can remember, this is the code which we put on our GitHub repository. Do we agree till here?
Actually, I missed the Git class, so I don't remember that. So yeah, and the class is also missing on Git.
At least it was not there in HTML before, but now it has a code available here, and it actually fetched it from the repository.
Okay.
So I have not pushed anything from the master. I just told in the catalog that you can download the code from Git repository.
I got it.
And let's go back to the browser. Where is that?
So Zishan, this Git repository, you told the agent actually, not the master, right? The catalog is in the.
Let's go to master again. And we can do a recap of what we have done. This is just a catalog. I am building a catalog here.
But this is done at the master's level, right? You do it, the catalog.
Yes.
The catalog is created at the master level, and this catalog is pulled by the slave. It checks the state with its own catalog, and if the state is not same, this state is changed. So what it will do is it will implement this change using this catalog. So using this catalog, it knows it will go on the repository. It will download some file var www.html. I mean, this is not Ruby. This stuff is not Ruby. This is abstraction over Ruby. Actual code is defined in this git clone repo. And we are sort of passing these values to those functions. And those functions are doing maybe installing the stuff and doing everything. So again, this is not actual Ruby. This is an abstraction over Ruby. We are just using the functions. And if I go to my browser again, and if I hit refresh, so our website, why it is saying our website? Before it was giving an error because it was displaying something else because there was no index.html page there. So if I go to slave again, and let's go to our index page, more index.html, because it is by default already. So it is we have wrote our website in the code, just this text. We had no HTML code available, so we just wrote our website. So this is pulled from the Git. Got it?
You got it.
Okay, and we knew that. Go to the master again. Okay, we knew when we were opening the when we went into the Apache, so we knew we can enable modules. Okay, just first go to the browser. First go to the browser. So that let's show you that it is not working now and it will work after that. So if I go index.php, our PHP code is not working here. If any one of you was there in LAMP class, we installed Apache and then we configure Apache to use PHP extension. Then we went with Nginx and we told Nginx how to process the PHP pages. So same case is here. We have Apache installed, and let's go to our master server. And I will say, I know I have a class available Apache. So I will say apsche Apache, enable module PHP. Let's hope this works. Save it, go to slave, and hit it again. If we are not hitting it, it will pull the configuration after every 1 hour as I have defined. So let's see when it is done. Okay, something happened, and let's go to the browser again. And if I hit refresh, our PHP version 5.4 is installed because I have written just the code was to display the PHP parameters. So now it is processing the PHP code. Go back to master, and let's discuss what we did. We installed module Apache because we are using the module Apache now. We are not building our own scripts here. We are using MySQL module. We are using PHP, Git, and Git clone module. In the Apache module, we can do configuration, but the syntax is very strict because we have to use this module as described in that module. It will take specific parameters, no more, no less. We use Git module. If we want to go custom, we have to write our custom manifests.